So I start my day off very productively, checking my phone, but rather than being filled with inadequacy and despair from social media, I actually feel good about myself nowadays because I now unfollow people who ironically have 8-packs all year round, who definitely don't Photoshop, definitely don't take steroids, SARMs or hormone replacement, and definitely don't recycle their photoshoot photos all year round. And nowadays I follow gym influencers who are quite wholesome nowadays. Shout out to BDC Carpenter and Sean Casey Fitness. I then get my bed ready because there's a saying along the lines that you become more motivated when there's a camera in front of you. And as my gastrocolic reflex does its job, I then check more of social media, but without the part that makes me feel inadequate once again. I then have a shave, and around this time, when I struggle with binge eating, I would feel anxious about breakfast because I had the choice of either calories or intermittent fasting with black coffee, because I thought back then that breakfast is a waste of calories. Then head off for a shower whilst brushing my teeth midway because of this thing called habit stacking by the popular book Atomic Habits and, hashtag productivity. And shout out to whoever created Bluetooth waterproof speakers. Say that 10 times. Then moisturize my face, or else my skin would be cracked as a sidewalk with the temperature that I use for my shower. Also, when I struggled with binge eating in the past, this part would be the part where I'd feel most crippled with my body dysmorphia. There's a saying in the gym, once you start, you'll never be big enough. But that was me back then, but not anymore. It's a strange concept, but when you have a great relationship with food, your body image strangely improves. I then do a bit of washing up to keep up with my productivity streak this morning, because I had a Christmas party with friends last night, so I had better clean up. And then I make myself just a cup of tea. Not because I'm restricting, but because I'll be heading to a restaurant called Pier 1 for Christmas breakfast with my family. Whilst I wait for my brother to pick me up, I catch up with a podcast with Ali Abdal and Chris Williamson on productivity. I then noodle around with my auto-tuned guitar, practicing Banana Pancakes by Jack Johnson. How am I doing? On our way towards the restaurant, we get a great view of Plymouth Hoe, then head over to the restaurant and have a classic fried breakfast. The past me would count the calories and see it as quote-unquote bad, but now I see it as a little piece of this whole event I call time with family. The food revolves around us, not me or us revolving around the food. I believe you can't unlearn calorie counting fully, because it's still a helpful skill, but you can unlearn the anxiety around it. I then get dropped home, then do some scripting on another YouTube video. A quite big video topic, something called along the lines of can you be fat and healthy, just to get people's attention. Spoiler alert, you can, and this will be a big evidence-based video with papers to support it. So I spend a good 2 hours until my brother comes to help cook this Wagyu steak I bought for Christmas dinner. Safe to say, it came out really good. Interestingly, it smelled like pizza when it came out the oven. I guess that's a good thing? We then carry it over to my mom's and we compile all of our meals together. I know it can be a very stressful time to see lots of food, but remember that food is only part of the main event, which I call time with family. I then get into a filming war with my brother. We then eat whatever we want and unwrap our presents. We eat until we're comfortably full, maybe I'd say a 9 out of 10 because it's Christmas. Then we need to remember also that food can be quite scary if you have a difficult relationship with it. But if I can give 3 tips to heal your relationship with food: number 1, always eat breakfast. 2, eat regularly and consistently. And number 3, no matter what you do, even if you overeat, don't restrict. Do those things and I can promise you, if you do it consistently, that your relationship with food will heal as well as your body image. Then you can start to have and recognize comfortable, safe and enjoyable events. I think one of the main things we can take away from Christmas is that no matter how much you ate, the thing is that you really enjoyed it, and no matter how much you ate, again, is that you still need to just continue eating regular meals, because this mindset of, okay, I'm going to start a diet on January, I'm going to jump on this diet, I'm going to cut out breakfast, I'm going to shrink my portions to size of a baby, I'm going to undereat calories. That's what's actually triggering all the excessive pain and having people having really poor relationships with food. So remember, if you're feeling this intense urge to jump onto a very restrictive diet, this New Year's, new holiday, just don't do it. So many people tried it so many times. Tons and tons of people fall off the wagon. It's not because you lack willpower, or you're not strong enough, or you're not committed enough. It's because your body's fighting against you. I'm all for people going for a diet if they want to, but remember that if you're struggling with binge eating and you have a really poor relationship with food, first of all, your hunger cues are dysregulated, so you can't really listen to your body, listen to when you're hungry and listen to when you're full. And second, when you're struggling with binge eating or having urges to binge eat, you always need to remember that it's a symptom that your body's craving out for food. It's not a problem with binge eating, it's a symptom that your body's crying out for food. It's like if you're constantly wetting yourself, essentially, if you're constantly wetting yourself, then you might have an issue trying to use a toilet. If you're constantly freezing, then your body might have an issue that, okay, you need to just get some warmth. If you're binge eating, your body's craving food, whether it's physical, like mechanical fullness, like food in your stomach, or food just like psychological satisfaction, eating cookies. We keep on having this binge restrict cycle, diet, then restrict, diet, restrict, diet, restrict, or if I could expand it that, diet, feel guilty, restrict, diet, feel guilty, restrict. And I have tons of videos always talking about this, but if there's one thing to take away from this before 2024 is just be sustainable, enjoy your diet, make meals something you look forward to. It doesn't mean if you want to add some ketchup or mayonnaise to your vegetables or butter to your vegetables, olive oil to your vegetables at the cost of like having a little more calories, then go for it. Aim for nutrition. That's my goal for 2024, is to not focus on calories. I'm still going to go to the gym as much as able. I'm going to fully enjoy the gym. I'm going to aim for as much nutrition as possible, trying to have as much fruits and vegetables, optimize my hormonal health, testosterone, sleep, just feel like much more energized, because I could essentially just jump on diet after diet after diet, underfueling my body, getting weaker bones, having gastrointestinal issues, or I can be one of those people who focuses on nourishing my body, feeling happy, having no regrets in life, and having optimized hormonal health, testosterone. And it might sound strange, like having optimized testosterone if you're a woman listening to this, but whatever your goal is, aim for health. I don't want to be those kinds of people who struggle with feeling exhausted at like 30 or 40 years old and having back pain because I didn't prioritize getting nutrition in. I focused so much on calories, trying to ever chase this never-ending goal of trying to be a certain body weight and always coming back to where I was in the start. Back and forth, back and forth. So 2024, make this year your year where you stay fully optimized, if that's not a strange way of saying it. Optimize, just aim for as much happiness as possible, but at the same time, as much nutrition as possible. Happiness, still eat the cookies, cakes, brownies, things you love. Spend time with family, spend time with friends, but still aim for as much nutrition as possible. If there's anything I could summarize all of my future learnings, which I'm going to teach you in 2024, be nourished and happy. It's that simple. But there's lots of like mental hurdles to overcome. So thank you so much for listening to this vlog, and I'll see you in the next video.